If you notice a serious decline in the areas around you, it is time to get out of that area, and better sooner than later. So if you own a property, the basics are always important. So you can't buy a property, neglect it, but somehow make this property earn some income for you and still think that you will be able to sell it for a decent price later in your property ownership cycle. So you can't throw to the wind that you need to always maintain your property. You need to pay for whatever needs to be paid for. Owning a property is a responsibility, and you cannot fail to act on those responsibilities because you will pay the price for that. Nobody wants to buy a property that hasn't been maintained. Some people may do that, but they will come back to you with a ridiculously low offer. So you want to avoid that at all costs. But you also have to see to it that you do the maintenance well, but of course cost effectively. You need to see to it that you acquire properties in good locations, because it is true that the location amounts to the desirability of a property in the eyes of buyers. If you have a property stuck between nowhere and heaven knows where, you're going to find hard to find buyers, or you might have to search for a long time to find a person who wants to buy what you have. So the golden rule is always, if you acquire a property, you need to have the day of the sale in mind as well. In other words, is this going to be something that somebody else wants to buy from me? So that factor needs to be foremost in your mind when you're thinking of buying, because eventually you're going to have to sell that property. The size and features are important, but what is also very important is to never over-invest in a property. One very quickly gets to that point. So you need to consider very carefully what additions you make to your house, what modifications you make to your house, because it's no use spending money on it which you're not going to be able to get back in the long run. So ask around, ask the opinion of estate agents whether the addition you have in mind is going to be desirable for future buyers. Then agents always talk about the comparative market analysis. This is important because the sales around your house basically is the market. That is what determines the value of your house. There's no way of getting around it. It's supply and demand. The market determines what you can ask for your house. You can ask what you want, but if nobody comes along who is prepared to pay what you're asking, you're going to be stuck with that property. So the comparative market analysis is always going to be with you. But you need to find a way around that comparative market analysis. In other words, you're going to have to add value to your house, which prospective buyers will see when they come to look at your house. So that's very important when you decide to make your house work for you. Then economic and market conditions are big influences. Economic and market conditions can destroy the value of your house. So one must always look at the surrounding area. Is it falling to pieces? Are people moving? Nobody moves in. You only find houses for sale. No new people wanting to come into your area. Then you must be careful not to sit in that property for too long. One puts a lot into your house, and it's very hard to sell it because, especially if you are busy as well, it is very disruptive. But you need to keep your eye on the area surrounding your house, about the economics around it, what the general area looks like, and whether that area is still attractive. If you notice a serious decline in the areas around you, it is time to get out of that area, and better sooner than later. But if you still have your house in an area that is still desirable, there's a lot of industry around it, schools, learning institutions, hospitals, entertainment areas, influx of younger people, then you know your house is still valuable, it is still desirable, and you can make it work for you, you can make it earn income for you. That is a very important thing you need to always bear in mind. Also, you must remember that even though many people don't qualify for credit to buy property any longer, it doesn't mean that they don't desire your property. They would love to make use of your property, but in a different way. You just need to be open to sharing that property, and that can be very lucrative for you. So yes, share what you have. Others enjoy it as well, and they're prepared to enjoy the facilities that you have, even if it is for a shorter period of time. But at least you can then earn income from what you have, and not just always be paying to keep it in good condition.